Hi, and welcome to your free course on stopping your alcoholic addictive behaviours, free from medication. This can be used if you've got, like a compulsion to drink, take drugs, if you've got issues with food, sex, gambling, etc. So make your way through each video and take it day by day, week by week. There are homework PDFs, and just be honest with yourself. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, then go to my free school community by going to the description and clicking the link. The PDFs are in there, as well as the meditation as well. So the school community is absolutely free. Let me know how you get on. Let me know if you've got any questions. Go to the free school community and get the missing PDFs and the meditations, and keep in touch with me. I'm here to help.
So why meditation? And what's the big deal with meditation? Well, in my experience, what meditation did for me and still does for me is that it helps me ignore and remove what I call the external, the chatter in your mind. You know, when you're drinking a lot, or it's, whether you're problem drinking alcoholic, or it's getting to a stage where you know that you need to do something about it. Everything feels like it's going at 100 miles an hour in your head. And you're finding yourself getting involved in the external. It could be people talking about politics, the cost of living, religion, anything that triggers you and winds you up. And understanding how to completely neutralize yourself from the things that don't really matter, the things that really get on top of you when your head's going at 100 miles an hour. And I find that it stops the chatter, that chatter in your mind where you can't sit still, you struggle to feel like you've got peace and quiet in your mind. And it's a really good technique that if you use it consistently, it'll probably start working quite quickly. That you'll be able to dedicate a couple of times a day to yourself, ideally at the very beginning of the day, and ideally before you go to bed. So meditation can really help give you the kind of atmosphere in your head and your mind where you can relax very quickly, remove the external, understand what the external is, and maybe conversations that don't serve you, situations that don't serve you, decisions that don't serve you, and you'll be able to keep it nice and calm and go about your day. And then there are certain meditations you can do before going to bed that will put you into an extremely relaxed state of being, and you'll sleep better as well. And then with consistency of this, you've got to not only sleep better, but feel better when you wake up. Obviously, you're not going to be drinking anymore, you're not going to be hungover, but you're going to have this focus, this idea of who you really want to be, and understanding how you can meditate on that. Leave the past behind, so you're literally moving out of that body, out of that head, that mind. Go into the present moment, because you're going to be meditating and using the future you, the life that you're going to design, the person that you've always wanted to be, and you take that future person and you put it in your present self, in the present moment. And by practicing this with the techniques and the meditations I'm going to be helping you through, you'll find that this will come quite quickly. You'll be calmer, you'll be more considered, you'll have a better grasp of your emotions. You'll be able to move away from the past, which has probably been keeping you drinking, or having you reaching for the bottle or a drink in moments of crisis, or even mild problems can trigger things off because they've been building up over time. So we're going to leave all of that in the past. We're going to say goodbye to the past, and then we're going to help you with the present moment, bringing the future you and future situations to you as we move along, building your present self up. So that's why meditation is so powerful, and it is powerful. I'm still meditating twice a day, every day. It's non-negotiable for me. it's more important than anyone. It's more important than anything. And it means that I don't have cravings. I don't want to drink. I love the person that I am and who I'm becoming. I know what's out there that's coming to me because of the plans that I've got, the future self that I've built. And it all starts with meditation. It starts with starting. You start to meditate and you put together the structure of who you want to be, of where you want to go with your life, and the things that you want around you. And it is that simple. It just takes consistency. It just takes doing it. And it's been a life changer. I don't drink anymore. And if that's the person who you really need to be, then let's get you started. Let's go.
Hello, how are we? Okay, so back in 2009, I was going through a divorce, and I remember feeling very, very kind of vulnerable, hurt, just all of those feelings, you know, that you get, you know, people generally get married to not split up. And it was a very strange, experience, because I knew it was over, but yet the reality was quite hard to deal with. So I got chatting to a friend of mine, because that divorce kind of precipitated heavy drinking again. And this guy's called Ian Darley, and he sat me down. We were just having a coffee, and he said, imagine you've got the greatest friend ever. You think the world of this friend. You know, you're such good friends that you've shared everything, you've talked about everything, you've laughed together, you've cried together, you've pulled each other up from the ground and lifted each other. He says, so imagine that. I says, right, okay. And he said, would you hurt that friend? Would you physically hurt them? Would you force them to drink? Would you put them in situations that were dangerous, foolish, ridiculous? Would you take their money? Would you do all of these really bad things? And I was like, no, of course not. He says, well, why are you doing it to yourself? I says, are you not your own best friend? And I just remember getting annoyed with him, actually, because I was triggered. And I was like, that's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. And he said, is it? Is it though? Is it ridiculous? Are you not your own best friend? Or I was like, no, I'm not actually, because I wasn't. I didn't have any self-respect. Certainly didn't love myself. I was too ashamed and too guilty about the drinking and stuff, and I was the last person to respect myself. But it's a great analogy. And are you your own best friend? And if not, then maybe you could consider treating yourself like a best friend. Love yourself, respect yourself, protect yourself. Laugh at your own jokes, all that sort of stuff. But it's a great analogy, and I just want to leave you with that one for today. How does that make you feel? It's a good one, isn't it? It'll trigger you, or you'll go, no, I am kind of good with that. So let me know what you think. Are you your own best friend? And if you are your own best friend, would you treat yourself really badly again after hearing this?
You are literally one of the most resourceful people around, and I'm going to tell you why. When it comes to the acquisition of alcohol, or the acquisition of the funds to feed your problem drinking habit, your compulsion to drink, whatever you want to call it, it's up to you. I personally can only tell you how I was able to pull money out of nowhere like this, to feed the habit, to feed the compulsion, to feed the problems that were building up every day. I was like the most amazing person at always being able to find the money to drink, or find the drink sometimes without paying for it. You know, I'd borrow it, get it off other people, blah, blah, blah. So imagine the resourcefulness that you've actually got, that you're able to feed this habit somehow. Whereas at the same time, maybe your bills aren't getting paid, maybe you've got behind on your rent, maybe you've lost a lot of things, sold a lot of things, forgot people's birthdays, or avoided people's birthdays and pretended that you just forgot when actually you'd spent the money on booze. I'm not saying that's you, but I'm saying it happens to a lot of people. Let me know if you resonate with that. I've certainly done it. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. And we're here to be honest with ourselves. We're not here to kind of sugarcoat it and go, oh, it'll be okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to do that, and it's not okay to do it for your own self-worth, your self-respect, how you feel about yourself, because this stuff builds up. And as this stuff builds up and we don't deal with it, it's just another thing that will pull you in and get you drinking again. So your resourcefulness will be your superpower. So imagine this. Let's flip it around. We take that resourcefulness away from the acquisition of alcohol and things that just will not serve you or those around you. And we turn that into doing your meditation, doing the work, doing the other things that I'm going to be guiding you through if you so wish to be open to it. That resourcefulness then goes into maybe writing that book that you've always wanted to do, you know, making that film or that program or that YouTube video that you've always wanted to make. Losing the weight that you've wanted to lose. Taking up that new hobby, starting a new business. You know, committing to health, wealth, fitness, cooking, whatever. Learning to drive. Can you imagine that resourcefulness to destroying yourself now goes into you enriching yourself? You will be staggered at what this thing that you've got in you can be flipped around and turned to good. It's incredible that I built 3 big businesses while I was drinking. And I was probably operating at 30-40% of my potential, if that some days. And I was that good when I was in flow and I was still drinking. At one time I was taking drugs as well. My story's not great. Or should I say my story now is great. My past story, terrible, awful, embarrassing, shameful. Not anymore. You know, resourcefulness in addicts or with people who've got compulsions to do things do have this resourcefulness. Especially over time, they build up this muscle of resourcefulness. And then when you flick it around and you believe in it, and you do the work, you do the meditation, you do the other things that I'm going to be guiding you through, your life will take off. So we're going to be talking about more of these things and digging deeper. And the thing is, you will know all of this. You actually know probably most of it in terms of what I'm talking about now. You know this. I mean, I'm not telling you something that you don't know. But having someone to guide you or mentor you through these situations and processes and what they mean and why would you do it and blah, 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 and how's this going to work? This is going to get you into the place that you either have always wanted to be in, or that we're going to build it together through these coming days. We're going to do it together and I'm going to help you. So think about the resourceful thing. It's a really interesting thing. So are you ready? Should we get on with it? Okay, it's time to talk about your subconscious. Your subconscious
is a very important part of you within all of this, especially when it comes to stopping compulsive behaviours like drinking alcohol or being a problem drinker. So what is the subconscious and how does it work? Well, very quickly, imagine that there is something that you do literally every day, or at least on a regular basis during the week. It could be taking the kids to school, it could be driving to work, it could be at work, it could be doing the shopping, it could be eating. You know, we breathe subconsciously, things like that. Okay, so that's kind of, because your subconscious actually runs most of your day as a person, because a lot of what you do is like second nature. It's almost like muscle memory. Things just tend to happen. The amount of times I used to drive to work and not even remembered the journey. Okay, that's your subconscious. Your conscious mind is where you go, I'm going to pick up this book. Because I remember going, right, I need that book, pick it up. So it's things like that. Maybe doing something out of the ordinary during the day. You may need to make an important phone call. You know you're going to make that call, you know what it's going to be about, and you're concentrating deeply on it. That's your conscious mind. It's said that our subconscious mind is responsible for about 85%, 90% of your day. All right, so that's your subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind is also like a library. It knows on a scale how many bad memories you've got. So in other words, have bad things happened to you? Have you done bad things? Have you made bad choices? Have you, just crap, basically. And you'll have an accumulation of that. So we'll call that pile A, box A. That's the bad stuff. Good memories, good holidays, promotions, getting a job, meeting the wife, meeting the husband, having your children. These really amazing memories, things that you'll go, oh, do you remember that? That was amazing. And that goes into box B. So now you get some scales and you put box A on one side and you put box B on the other. Now, if your life looks like this, and this is the bad stuff, and that's weighing it down, so it's underneath box B, which is the good stuff, your subconscious knows that the majority of your life has had that particular feeling. Okay? So you've got box B, which is, it's lighter, it's not as heavy, it's not as full as the one with bad memories. So your scale's like that. And because you've got more bad memories, weirdly, your subconscious sees that as your comfort zone. I know it sounds messed up, but stick with me because this will make sense. So if you've had more bad stuff happen, again, whether it's bad choices, people being horrible to you, being bullied at school, all of this stuff, and it seeps into your adult life, that 8 or 9 times out of 10, you've always felt that bad stuff's happened, with the odd really great memory and stuff. Your subconscious sees the bad stuff as your comfort zone because it's used to it. It's used to that feeling. So when you start to make a change in your life for the better, and you want that box B, my hands look weird like this, and you want this scale to start coming so it's even, and then you want to end up with box B, with the good stuff in, to be the dominating emotion in your subconscious. So for me personally, if I told you everything, all of the bad stuff that had happened to me or I've done because of drinking and just from childhood, you wouldn't believe me. It was that bad, things got that bad. Or maybe you do believe me because that's something that's happened to you. So as a quick example, at school, until the age of 10, school was amazing. Really loved it. When I moved to
well, it was a grammar school. So people in the UK will know what a grammar school is. You have to take a test to get in. It's like a high school, but you have to pass an exam to get in. And what happened over the next 5 years was, it was just miserable. It was frightening. It was horrific. It was awful. I had I had the odd friend, but I was basically bullied a lot. It was always the butt of people's jokes. For whatever reason, you know, children can be cruel. Children can also be manipulated by cruel children as well. So I had all of that. Then a really good few years becoming a young man and going off to London and training to be a stage manager, and I had a brilliant theatre career. And then things started to seep back into like having bad people around me and stuff, divorce, all sorts of stuff. So when it came to me actually finally getting rid of drinking, I had to tackle these things. You know, why did I keep falling off the wagon? You know, what was pulling me back in? What was making me feel like shit? And it was literally all of the bad stuff. My subconscious mind was, its comfort zone was negativity. So I then started to study and talk to people and work on this. And I always found that when I tried to do something very positive to turn my life around, I would get flashbacks of the bad stuff that happened. I'd be like, why would you do that to me? You know, why would my own mind treat me like that? And then eventually I was taught this, that you just need to be kinder to yourself. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive those situations, to observe them, to let them go, to take full responsibility. And that wound me up. I'm like, but I didn't do that to myself. They did it. And the advice I got, great advice, was, well, are you going to drag it around for the rest of your life? Or are you going to just forgive it? Let it go. It serves no purpose. It serves, you know, it's making you drink again. So because I was able then to, through not just meditation, but the thing I'm going to talk to you about in the next video, complete game changer. I was then able to see all of the good stuff that I was blocking out, even the most simplest things, that started to outweigh the bad stuff. And I don't really get them anymore. I don't really get those conflicts, those memories, those bad things. They're just not really a thing anymore. And if something did come into my head, I know how to deal with it. So that's been incredible as well. That I can, it's actually one of the things that's got rid of my cravings to drink, or cravings for compulsive actions, compulsive behaviours, because it was stuff like that that was dragging me back in, to numb the pain and to move away from it in a different way of thinking, which was drunk or nearly drunk. So this is what we're going to start working on. We want those scales to go from that and just to start moving here and do that. I want you to see more positivity, and all of the signs are around you. You might not think it yet. So let's get to work on this really important thing. Go to the video below. Okay, here it is. And it's gratitude. So before you roll your eyes and say, all right, okay, are we going to just turn into happy, clappy people? No, it's not that. It's a bit deeper than that. So just hear me out. Gratitude is one of the quickest and most effective states of mind that will help reset your subconscious towards natural positivity. So we've just been talking about the subconscious, and if your bad memories are outweighing your good memories, and one of the most effective ways of helping to reset that is to start working on gratitude. And what that is going to do, and it will work for you, how this works is that you will start to notice positive things around you. You'll start to see more things to be positive about than to be negative about. So I've written some stuff down here, so I'll keep looking down because I don't want to miss anything out. So if we remember, I remember that my dominating emotions were guilt, shame, the poor judgment calls I'd made. I did things that when I was drunk or been drinking that I would never do now. But because we are so geared to remembering or seeing negativity, it's the fight or flight thing that we've all got. We're more, we're going to notice or think of negative things to protect ourselves rather than just looking for the happy clappy stuff, you know? So the shame, the guilt, the sorrow over, you know, losing people, you know, the relationship breakups, the going into relationships that you should never have got into, the encounters, all of this stuff that weighs heavy on you. We're going to be working on that by doing gratitude. So the negative stuff becomes the dominating emotion, goes into the subconscious. The subconscious remains heavily in the negative, which means that the negative is your mind's safe space, which I know is mental, but this is how this stuff works. So I personally worked with people in business, having had businesses. I used to use this and help them with gratitude. When people were getting embarrassed at work, they didn't like speaking out, they didn't have the confidence to sell or to be themselves. You know, they were very kind of quiet and head down and what have you. I used to do this with them and the results were incredible. Incredible. So hear me out. So what I want you to do is that I want you to go and get a pad or some paper, or if you've got like an unused journal, you can start with anything like now, today, just to get into it. But the next time you're out and about, and if you've got the money, go and buy a pad and you're just going to use it for gratitude. Okay, so what I want you to do for 10 minutes in the morning. So if you've got a job, do it before you go to work, or try to do it before you go to work. Just get up 10 minutes earlier than what you'd normally get up at, all right? Get the pad or the paper, get a pen, and I want you to write down 10 things that you were grateful for today, now, okay? We'll build this out as we go along. But now, if you've never done this before, or if you've done it, and because a lot of people will start this and then they give up thinking they're all right. Never stop this. This is something you do for free, totally free, apart from the cost of a pen and a pad or some paper. This is going to be a game changer for you. So 10 minutes in the morning. And if you're in a really bad state of mind and you're like, I literally can't think of anything positive today, do this instead. Okay. Are you wearing clothes? You'd be like, well, yeah. Okay. Be thankful and grateful that you've got clothes. There are people in the world without clothes. All right. So you might think this is all stupid, but you have to start somewhere. Be grateful for the clothes that you've got. Okay. Do you have a roof over your head? Do you have somewhere to sleep at night? Okay, good. Put that down. I'm happy and grateful that I've got somewhere to live. Do you sleep on a bed? Do you have a pillow? Do you have somewhere to sit? Be grateful and happy and grateful for the things that you've got. Do you have a job? You may hate your job. You may not like your job. You might not like the fact that you know that you don't get paid enough, but you do have a job. Write that down. You're actually writing, which probably means you can read and write. Write down, I am happy and grateful that I can read and write. There are two there. If you've got a roof over your head and you've got a house, you could be grateful for running water, drainage, heating a kettle to have a hot drink. You know, you've got to start somewhere with this. Yeah? So let's do this. Then, you know, if you've got other things like, do you have a car? Or do you have someone who takes you to work or takes you shopping? Are you able to get a bus? Do you have both arms and legs? You know, look around you. Look at yourself. Income. Oh, learning to drive. If you can drive a car, remember how you felt when you passed your driving test. All of these things. All of these things. So what I want you to do is, I want you to spend 10 minutes in the morning doing gratitude, and then later on in the day, I want you to do another 10 minutes of doing gratitude in the evening. To start with, just do 10 things, okay? But keep going if more things come to mind. So if you can get to 20, amazing. So by the time you get to day 7, you should now have, you could have over 20 pages of things that you are grateful for. If you're still struggling a little bit with positivity, you're still going to have between 70 and 140 things that you're grateful for. It doesn't matter if they're the same things. It doesn't matter at all. You've reinforced it over 100 times. And you will find that when you are consistent with this, some days you could write down 50 things. Because then what it does is it sparks off in your brain, in your mind, in your heart. You'll be like, oh, there's a beautiful flower there, or there's a park. I actually went and sat in the park. I'm super grateful that I could sit there. Or you could have gone for a walk in nature. And suddenly it starts to weave into your life, how you feel. And now we're going to start resetting the scales of your subconscious from being completely negative or having those horrible flashbacks to adding more positivity in your life by doing this really straightforward thing. So what I'd love you to do now is to write down 10 things that you are grateful for. So if this is in the morning, do it now, do it later. If it's in the afternoon, do it now, still do it later. Or if this is in the evening, do it now and do it again in the morning. Okay, guys, let me know what you thought about this. Let me know how you get on with your gratitude, because I'm going to be reminding you over and over and over again. There's no excuse. The amount of people that start off doing this and see huge benefits in how they feel about the things around them and themselves is incredible. But people get cocky and they stop doing it. And then they start feeling negative again. So we're going to continue doing this. Cool, guys. See you in the next video. Hope you're getting massive value from this so far. Welcome back, guys. This is a really interesting one, really important as well. So just a very subtle change in the language that you use will make an incredible amount of difference. So I'm going to give you these 2 statements and we're going to go through it. Be very quick video, this one, but really important. How you talk to yourself and the words that you put out there. So, needing will save you. Wanting will hold you back. And a very quick explainer is that you could say, I want to be rich. Well, that doesn't really mean anything. It means that you want the idea of being rich. What does rich even mean? To some people, it's $100 or £100, depending on where you come from, depending on where you live, depending on what that part of the world is. For some people, it's $1 million. For some people, it's $1 billion. But wanting to be rich doesn't actually really mean anything at all. In the same way that, you know, you hear these material things, you know, and people will say, you know, I want some nice clothes to look good. I want some nice clothes to look good. That, again, it doesn't really mean anything, does it? If we then look at it the other way, I need money to eat. I actually need some money to eat. I need some money to get to work so I can get some more money in, so I can complete this horrific cycle of boredom, this awful system that a lot of people get stuck in. But they need the money so they can go to work, so they can eat, so they can look after the kids, you know. I need money for my children. It's not like I just, I want some money to feed the kids. You need to feed your kids, don't you? I need money to pay rent. I need to keep the roof over my head. This is why need is very important. So we're going to translate this into drinking. Do you want to stop drinking, or do you need to stop drinking? Ask yourself that now. Because wanting is usually like, yeah, well, we'll give it a go. If you just want to try and stop drinking, stop this challenge now, because it ain't going to work. And you're wasting your own time, and you just won't do it. You'll end up drinking again, and things can get a lot worse. Believe me, as someone who's tried to stop maybe 30, 40 times in my life, it's when I needed to stop. That's when it happened. That's when I did this work. This is when I learnt this over a long time. When I needed to stop, I stopped. Wasn't that I tried it, I didn't want it. I needed to stop drinking. So this is it for this video. I want you to think about this. Do you want it? Like, well, yeah, it'll be all right. Yeah, save a few quid. Might start again. That's basically what it means. It's basically what it means. Or do you need to stop drinking? Do you need to improve your health, have more money, stop your relationship going down the pan, stop making bad judgments? Do you need to stop drinking? Okay, guys. Hope that made sense. Watch this again if it's not really hit home, but just think about the language that you use while you're going through this process. Hey guys, welcome to this video on how I meditate. So I wanted to walk you through the framework that I first used 4 years ago. Now, I don't know about you, but I used to have a very overactive mind. My attention would wander in the middle of conversations. Sometimes you might notice my eyes flicker a bit. That's because I still occasionally have a wandering mind. So I thought this would be like super useful, especially when you first start meditating and you're a little bit worried because your mind's wandering. So I'm going to give you some pointers and a couple of tools, one tool that I use to really help. And then as you continue to be consistent with meditation, you'll find that you'll just be able to do it. And you know what? It's all good anyway. So if you've got one, get a candle. And obviously light the candle, okay? Light the candle. And the thing with a candle flame is because it is kind of random. Sometimes a flame can kind of lick either way or move either way, but it's always random. It's not a scalable thing. It's not predictable. And when you concentrate on something that's not predictable, you can really focus on it, but obviously allow the meditation to happen as well. So what I want you to do is have the candle lit. If you haven't got one, see if a friend's got one, or just see if you can get one. Just get one of the tall ones, or a fairly tall one, and use it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take a nice deep breath. Go. And just let it out.
Just take that deep breath. Just let it out as much as you can. So what we're going to do is we're going to become present to the moment. So what we're going to do is that where this is going is that as we go into the meditations that I'm going to be making available to you, when we talk about taking a deep breath in and becoming present to the moment, we're going to start taking the attention away from our minds, and we're going to put that attention through our bodies. And the reason why we do this is that a lot of the energy, when it's in our head or in our mind, we're just really reactive. And we want to move away from that mental reaction because we want to learn how to observe our thoughts. So what will happen is there could be any thoughts that come into your mind. But that's cool, that's fine, it's meant to be there. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to react to those thoughts. We're going to learn how to just observe and let them pass. They will pass at some stage. And it might be something to do with work, it might be something to do with you forgot to do something. That's fine. It's meant to be there and it's meant to move through. So just observe it, allow it to be there. Don't react to it. Don't do anything. And if you find that your attention's really starting to wander again, get the candle and just stare at the flame. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take another deep breath in and out. So we're going to take the attention out of our minds and just move it to your heart center. Just imagine that your attention is going into your heart. Take another deep breath in and out. And then move your attention into your left arm, into your left hand, into your right arm, and into your right hand. Take a deep breath in again and out. So now the attention's in our hands. If you put your hands face up, palms up, and just put them on the top of your legs. And now we're going to take the attention from our hands into our left leg, into our left foot, and into our right leg, into our right foot. Another breath in and out. Again, if you're getting any thoughts coming into your mind, doesn't matter what it is, just observe. Get used to just allowing something to be there and not reacting. Okay, so we've taken the attention from our minds and into our bodies. So if any of the thoughts that come into your mind are about alcohol or drinking or going out and being in those situations, or as a result of drinking, just observe. Don't react, don't become emotional. These are the thoughts from your subconscious that are coming through that we spoke of earlier. Just observe, let them pass, and they will pass. Just be patient. Patience is another skill we're going to learn along the way. Let it pass, don't react. There, good. So just let it go. So what we're doing now is we're learning to not react. We're taking the resistance away. We're letting it be. These are actual skills that are going to teach you to be more present moment. Will actually teach you how to be a really great listener. If you think you are a great listener, anyway, and you're very patient in being quiet and waiting for the answers and allowing people to actually finish what they're saying. So this is all going to be a great exercise that I do twice a day. I can do it for about 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. Sometimes I may do an hour.
if I feel that I need it, if my mind's racing. But generally after a few days of meditating, you'll notice a difference. Calmness, not reacting, just observing. Just see it. It's the external, let it pass. What's really important from this moment on is you. You know, the kind, beautiful soul that you are, and you are. You wouldn't be making these changes if you weren't an amazing person. You are not your mistakes. You are not your mistakes. Those have gone. That's the past. All gone. We're now learning about the present moment. And as we move on in this work that you're helping me guide you through, you're going to start building a future in your mind and in your heart that you are truly deserving of and excited about. We're going to get on to how to feel into that as if it's already happened, and we're going to bring that into your present moment. But for now, I have a meditation for you, a guided morning invitation to meditate. I do this every morning. It's 12 minutes. And I'm going to let the meditation tell you the story. I'm not going to set any expectations. It would be wrong of me to do that. So under here, you're going to see the guided meditation for a morning. It's by Joe Dispenza, and I do this every morning without fail. So do the meditation and then let me know how you got on, what you think about it, what it brought up. But do this every day for 21 days. But I will be in touch with you to see how you do with this one. We're going to have an evening one as well, but let's just do this one and let's see how it makes you feel. Don't forget the breathing. You'll be guided to imagine the space around your head, your arms, your legs, your body. To go deep within, to observe, only observe, not react. I'm excited for you. Enjoy. Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so by now, you've had 5 or 6 days or a week of doing gratitude, filling in a gratitude journal or a pad, of doing the guided morning meditations every morning, and also doing the guided evening meditations every evening. So underneath this video, you'll see a link. I think it'll be to like a PDF or a form. And what I'd love you to do for your benefit is to fill in the answers. Be as honest as possible. It's for you. It's not for me. I'm not going to see it. It's for your own conscience, for you to just put things down. And I want you to see how you feel like now, or generally over the last week, the progress over the last week compared to how you felt before you started. Just be honest about it. Let me just check this here. So in the meditations, the guided morning ones and the guided evening one, we talk about your vision of the future. So if you've already started this natural progression of thinking about your vision of the future, let's just very quickly look at that now. What is the vision of your perfect future? Is it a family? Is it going to live somewhere differently? So I'm in the process of leaving the UK and going to live on a Greek island, somewhere that I've been many times and somewhere that I built up an emotional relationship with. So why wouldn't I have a vision of the future living there? You know, the only reason that people don't move away from somewhere that they've always lived is because of other people or self-limiting beliefs, a lack mindset. All this stuff's going to leave you now. You know, a lack mentality maybe, caring what other people think. I mean, obviously, if you love where you live there. But are you really happy? Is it a vision of your future? You know, are you wanting to go for that promotion at work or get a different job? Are you wanting to start a business, have a great service to benefit other people so that you can benefit yourself? Do you want to have children? Do you want better friends? Do you want better quality people around you? What does the vision of your future look like? So maybe write that down. Maybe at the back page of your gratitude journal. You know, be grateful that you've got that vision of your future. So when we talk about in meditations, you know, stepping into the vision of your future as if it's already happening, what we're asking you to do or suggest that you do is that you bring that vision of the future into your present moment. How does it feel to be in that vision of the future? Think about how it feels, that love, that excitement, that drive, that confidence. And hold that feeling and bring it into your meditations and bring it into your present moment, bring it into your present day. So you're almost living it as if it's already happened. So when you live something as if it's already happened, your brain doesn't know that it's not happening now. Your brain has no idea. It just knows that this is feeling. So when we were talking the other day about your subconscious and loading it up with good stuff, good feelings, good experiences, so that scale, that sliding scale, the good stuff now starts to get heavier. And that's what we want. So these, again, I'm giving you this stuff as we move along, because if I give it all to start with, it's just too overwhelming. Just end up drinking again. And we don't want you to drink again. That's why you're here. We want you to be in love with life, have a vision of the future, which is going to happen. So we're going to make it happen in the meditations. We're going to bring it in. And actually, we're going to, as we move along, we'll hardly ever mention drinking again, because you won't be drinking. Or you won't be bothered about it. That's why you're here, isn't it? So, reflect on your first week. Please, please be consistent with this. Don't just try it. Don't just do it. Oh, I can't be arsed tonight. If you can't be arsed to actually have a vision of the future, a positive one, a beautiful one, and bring it into present moment, if that's too much effort for you, then I suggest you do it anyway. Just do it anyway. This is your benefit. It's not mine. But I want to see you win, and I want to see you win big. So for week 2, for this next few days, I want you to write down the vision of your future. And by the way, come to it every day and add to it. You don't have to think of it all now. Just make a start. Maybe if you struggle to start your gratitude journal, finding 10 things every day. If you struggled with that, and you might be struggling with positivity still at the moment, that's fine. You're probably doing more for yourself than most people are by doing this. So make a start on writing down what your vision of your future is, not anybody else's. Not doing stuff to please others. Let's start with you first. You're the most important person in any room right now. So do that, write it down, add to it every day. The same that you're going to be adding to your gratitude list every day. Add to your vision of the future list. What's it look like? Who are you with? Where are you? Where are you going? Where are you going to discover? What talents are you going to bring out? What skills are you going to learn? Which people are you going to help? Everything needs a reason. or it ends up on the want list and not the need list. We want the need to-do list, the need list. All of this stuff's going to, drinking will be a distant memory. Trust me. If I can do it, you can do it. So what I'd like to do is leave you with that for this video. In the next video, I'm going to introduce you to another meditation, something extremely powerful. If you think the guided morning and the guided evening ones are powerful, they are 100%. I still do them now, do them every day. I look forward to doing them. It's not even work. I shouldn't even call it work, but you know, I love doing it. This one I'm going to introduce you to might be something that you don't want to do every day. And I'll explain why in the next video. But super powerful stuff. You are ready for this now. You're ready for this meditation because it's going to really dig into helping you move away from the drinking personality, the person who was the drinker, the person who made those mistakes, who came up with the wrong decisions and probably did things that you wouldn't normally do. So we're going to take that person and we're going to get rid of it altogether. And then we're going to bring the vision of the future, you in the future, you doing all of those things into your present moment, and you're going to step into that reality. So we're going to work with you on this one over the next few days. And you will see how all of this fits together. It knits together quite well. So join me in the next video. Well done. Congratulations. And you're going to love this next one. See you soon. Welcome back, guys. Right, very quick introduction about the framework to this particular meditation, which I said this about the other two meditations. This one really is the game changer for me. This helped me, and still, as far as I know, still helps me subconsciously stay away from my past self, the drinker, the drug taker, the liar, the person who you couldn't rely on, the person who could always get money to drink, but not really give a shit about anything else. The person who had probably over about 40 jobs, the person who wouldn't turn up a lot because I was hungover, the person with anxiety, the person with panic attacks, the person who was destroying himself. And this meditation helped me completely heal that, forgive it, delete it, move away from it, not go back to it. And be able to, because of the work that I did with the guided meditations and my vision of the future, I was able to make that a reality, step into that reality, and make it a reality. And this meditation can be emotional, it can be joyful, usually joyful. And this is going to be like going to the gym. This is something that you'll do over the next weeks and months. Certainly doing it 21 times because, you'll get it. So I'm going to introduce you to this meditation. This meditation is about meeting your intuition, about having a conversation with what we call our higher self, which is essentially your intuition. It's your guiding, it's who you are in terms of meditation and who we are. And I'm excited for this one because I think, this is going to blow your mind. It's going to be something that is really going to help you. It's going to give you permission to step into that future self. And work hard on this one, and it's just magical. So without further ado,
do the meditation and let me know, send me a DM, let me know what you thought of it. Let me know if you need any help with it. You shouldn't do, you just keep doing it. And you guided through it beautifully. And yeah. Okay, good luck. And get in touch and let me know you're gone. Okay. Hey guys, how we doing? Right, so we're at the end of week 2. Time's flying. So, very quickly, at the end of week 2, so by now, you're doing your guided morning meditations, you're doing your gratitude. In the evenings, you've got your gratitude and you've got your guided evening meditation. And then at least sort of 2-3 times a week, do it more if you can. You want to be doing the higher self meditation. So you filled in the form during week 2, and for the end of week 2, going into week 3, I wanted to just kind of ask you to ask yourself these questions. These are the things I'm looking for now. So on week 3, you're now to day 15 onwards. So I want to really see how you're feeling. Does anything feel more attainable, achievable? And have you noticed who your higher self looks like? In the higher self meditations, when Aaron talks about you meet your higher self, does your higher self look like anyone? Does it look like you? If so, is it you as a child? Is it you now? Is it you when you're older maybe? Is it someone else? Is it maybe someone who's been a caregiver? Or I'm trying not to give leading questions. I'm just really, because I've seen my higher self as me as a child, a 6-year-old, 7-year-old. That's when it was at its most emotional, because it's when I was kind of untouched by the things that have happened and the things that I've done and the things that have happened to me and stuff. But that was just my experience. Let's see. Have you a clear idea of the old person that you're moving away from? You know, is that really obvious to you now? And have you got a really clear vision of your future? We were talking about the vision of your future before, writing it down with your gratitude. How's that coming along? So if you've got a clear vision of your future, do you know the person that you are with that vision of your future? You know, how do you walk? How do you move? How do you carry yourself? How do people talk to you? Are there better quality people around you and stuff? So, you know, I'd love to know that. Is there any consistency in the things that your higher self tells you, the messages that you're receiving in your meditation? Is it consistency with that, or is it different things? Is it kind of linked in some way? And how's the quality of your sleep? Are you sleeping better? If you have stopped drinking completely, by now your sleep should be improving. You might be having a few wild dreams, but that's normal. If you're still drinking, have you really cut it down? And how do you feel about that? Are you comfortable with that? Or do you know that you need to cut it out, but you just wanted to do it steadily? And how do you feel when you wake up? Are you excited about doing the meditations in the morning? Are you excited about doing your gratitude? Are you feeling better? Do you have more natural energy? Are you feeling more positive? I'd love to know. Okay, so this leads me on to inner child healing. I'm not going to go too deep into this because this is for the actual monthly membership that I'm going to be telling you about later. So in Hawaii, in the Hawaiian culture, there's something called Ho'oponopono. Is that right? Ho'oponopono. Yes. And this is about inner child healing. So a lot of us who have had a compulsion to drink, take drugs,
The compulsion could be anything that is a detriment to your life, your health, and those around you. Gambling's another one. And generally, for people who initially wanted the quick dopamine hit of escapism, is generally to escape inner child trauma, childhood trauma, adult trauma as well. You know, maybe a marriage ended really badly, maybe. Well, it doesn't matter what, you know what your trauma is. Or maybe you're discovering what your trauma is. So Ho'oponopono is 4 statements. Again, I'm not going to be going into this now. It's 4 simple statements that when repeated over time and concentrating on that trauma or that issue, or those sets of decisions that didn't go very well, you can actually start to heal that. So this is a bonus that I wanted to put in. So if you wouldn't mind really looking at the questions I've just asked you about your progress so far, this is like super important. I want you to continue this week with your gratitude. Always do your gratitude diary. Do your guided morning meditation still, because it's a good way to start the day, and it's only 12 minutes. Then you've got your guided evening meditation, and you've got your higher self meditation. So now there's quite a lot there. But actually really out of your day, if you're giving most of your day to people that are paying you a pittance to do a job that you probably don't like and that you're desperate to move away from, you can do this for you. I just need to write this down. Your best friend. That's right. So do the work. You've got the higher self meditation as well, which is like dynamite. And so I'm going to do you this bonus meditation, and this will be in the next video. This is something you can do like once a week or whenever you feel the urge to do it, the benefit of it. But this is really good for healing inner child stuff. And I hope you love it. So I'll be back on the next video. Have an amazing day.
Hello, let's go for a little walk. So here's week 3. So for week 3, we're going to introduce you to the Ho'oponopono, which is basically like a Hawaiian prayer, and it's going to help you heal your inner child, because the chances are, if you're still working out, you know, why you have a compulsion, say to drink or whatever it is that you're doing, then either childhood trauma or some sort of issue from childhood could be the problem. So do that meditation and then make some notes in the form that I'll put together, which you'll get at the end of week 3 this week, at the bottom of week 3. And I recommend that you still do your guided morning meditation, your guided evening meditation, and see how you're getting on with the higher self transformation meditation. That's a really key one, especially for week 3, because you've done it in week 2. I just think that another week of it, I mean, I still do it now, and it's phenomenal, you know. It's helped me. I mean, I did it last night again, and I just feel like amazing. Gives me clarity, keeps me focused. It's just a fantastic meditation to do regularly. But the Ho'oponopono one is a good one for healing an inner child, so have a look at that one. I just carry on, really. Week 1 was pretty intensive with the things that I'm talking about and introducing you to. Week 2 is getting into your meditations. Week 3 is about consistency and looking at inner child, and then we'll get to week 4, and we're going to fill these gaps now that you've got from not drinking or drinking as much, and we're going to fill those gaps with some abundance next week. So good luck with week 3. Send me a DM or create a post in the discussion in the community, And I wish you all the best as always. See ya.
It's week 4. Can you believe it? Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at a few things I want to ask you. Got another form to fill in. These forms are for your benefit, by the way. They're not for mine. But okay, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Are you still doing your gratitude diary? Are you still adding to it every day, sometimes twice a day? Are you doing it? If you're not, get on with it. Get it done. It takes you 10 minutes to be grateful for things around you that are already there. By now, in week 4, if you're not grateful for anything, then you really need to send me a DM and tell me why the hell not. You know? I mean, just carry on doing it. It is phenomenal what a gratitude diary can do for you. Okay, so the main question I've got to ask you is, are you still drinking? Have you cut it down? Are you kind of not asked about drinking, if you are? Are you managing to stop at that crucial point? Or have you stopped? You know, essentially, I'd love it if, I have plenty of people going, do you know what, I have actually stopped drinking. And at that point, this is where we really get to work. We need to fill that void that's not there anymore. So if you've stopped drinking, congratulations. If you've reduced your drinking, congratulations. If you're still drinking to excess, then get in touch with me. Simple as that. Just get in touch with me or talk to someone. Because if you've been doing this consistently every day, and you are dealing with that, if you're doing that higher self meditation and you're still drinking heavily and you can't stop, then you're either not being consistent with the meditation and you're not doing the work, or you need someone to mentor you. And we're going to be getting onto that, because sometimes the difference is having someone to actually coach you through this. Okay, so let me know if you're still really struggling. How are you sleeping? What your mood's like? Are you calmer? Is your subconscious still throwing things at you because it's feeling uncomfortable? Because we're filling the positivity box with gratitude, with the guided meditations, with the work that we've been doing on the videos in this free challenge. Are you keeping up with the free challenge? Are you finding value in it? Because a lot of people don't use free. Crazy, isn't it? That someone would help you stop drinking for free and they don't put the work in. Do you feel far less likely to be triggered by things? Are you reacting less? Are you observing more? Like the video that I did a couple of weeks ago about how to meditate and how to observe rather than react. So is that working for you? How do you feel when you hear people talking about ridiculous stuff, like stuff on the news, fear-mongering, religion, immigration, all of these hot topics, general elections, new presidents, all of these conversations which are pretty annoying and don't serve anything. They just don't serve anything at all. Are you still getting triggered by these things? Are you able to now be neutral and just step out of them, because it's only external shit? It's not going to change your life, this stuff. And if you're starting to realise that now, then you really are making great progress. There isn't a politician on the planet that's actually doing anything in reality. They're not actually running the country. You do know that now. So what I'd like to do is a bonus for week 4, because there's a void now. For those of you who've stopped drinking, what do you do with that time? Well, what I did to start with was, when I would usually want to drink, I would just meditate. I would fill that void with a positive outcome of me leaving the past and bringing my vision of the future into the present moment. And I would just work on that. Because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? So with that in mind, I'm going to add an affirmation video in the bonus section for week 4, which is this. It's be in a folder under this. It's a 10-minute, it's dressed up as a meditation, but it's actually an affirmation, and you're going to have something repeated over and over and over again, and it's about prosperity and abundance. So like I think I've mentioned before that people don't want money and get it, but if they need it, generally they get it, they find a way of getting it. Like I could always find money for drink. But when I flipped that resourcefulness around, I was able to attract prosperity, attract abundance. Not necessarily money, but opportunities. You know, opportunities is abundance. But I wanted to offer you this 10-minute affirmation recording. You may have seen it kicking about, but if not, it's the shorter version. It's a 9-10 minute version of it that you can just put into. It's good in the mornings because it's good for getting you fired up. So if you do your guided morning meditation and do this one straight after it, it's a really good complement to it because your mind's like, yes, it's going to be awesome today. So it's by Brian Scott. It's about abundance and prosperity. And it just starts to weave that other message into your mind that's now fertile for the positive. So why not fill it with abundance? Right, so good luck with week 4. You've got your gratitude, you've got your guided morning meditation, you've got your affirmations on prosperity and abundance. There's also your higher self meditation. If you're still doing that, well done. If you don't feel like you want to do it every day, that's fine, but don't wipe it out, you know, because you still need to step into your vision of the future. And then there's the guided evening one. So you could alternate the guided evening one with the higher self one. So all the best with week 4. At the end of week 4, we're going to be having a look and really seeing where you are. And I would love to actually get on a call with you and actually have a chat with you. The chances are we've already had a conversation, but if we haven't, it'd be great to jump on a Zoom call, and I'd really love to get your feedback on this and see what your experience is like. Is there anything that you'd like to kind of say didn't work for you, but certain things really have worked for you and you've had benefits from them? So enjoy week 4. I will be back for the end of week 4, and I will be probably getting in touch and just seeing if you want to have a conversation, because I'd love to know how this worked out for you. Okay, guys, have an amazing week, and I'll speak to you soon. Hey, guys, well done. You did it. The end of week 4. So how are you feeling? Has it been good? Has it been worth it? Have you got value from this? Can you even believe that this is free? So at the moment, I've spoken to most of you, and most of you have stopped drinking. And some of you have cut it down to a point where you can actually see yourself stopping, and that you would really love to investigate going further. So what I want to talk to you about is the other option available to you now. So now that you've gone through the videos, you've learned from me, you've followed my advice, you've done what I've done myself to stop drinking. Okay? What I did personally when I stopped drinking was that I really needed to stay off it. I wasn't getting cravings then. I wasn't even tempted to go back to it. However, I had this thirst for more, in terms of, no pun intended, I had this thirst for more knowledge, for more understanding of this kind of spiritual world, which is essentially just self-improvement. You know, there's no magical bloke in the sky. You know, there's no kind of wizards and fairies and stuff hanging around. It's really about us with self-focus, our self-love, our self-respect, and actually really concentrating on things that matter and improving our focus and our ability to go and get it. So yes, meditation may be given magical kind of connotations across YouTube and God knows where, but essentially what it really is, it's about dedicating a certain amount of time to the things that you need to happen, the things that you really aspire to be, helping others, being of service, understanding how the mind works, understanding how to tune it into possibilities. And so I came up with a program that covers these particular things, and I thought that you'd be interested in taking this to another place. So subjects like letting go, parallel realities, transforming your self-image, confidence, raising your dominant vibration, higher self-transformation, we've already touched on that, manifesting, activating your highest timelines, and prosperity and abundance. And I gave you a bonus affirmation at the beginning of week 4 just to fill that little void. So what you've got now is at the end of this free challenge is now you've got a foundation, you've got a framework, and you've clearly had benefits. You've clearly seen what you can do with 4 pieces of information. Stopping drinking and getting off it is a massive thing. Some people are so wildly addicted, but they're addicted to their past, they're addicted to their problems, they're addicted to the history of what got them there. That's really what we've detached from. We've detached from that, and we've started to move into the person that you aspire to be, that you essentially are. But that's about parallel realities. We'll get into that in the other in the other platform. So the fact that you've actually stopped drinking just by changing yourself from the past self into the present moment, working on your vision of the future, we've only just got started. So what I'd invite you to do is click the link under this video, take a look at all of the benefits, everything that's going to be there, all of the extra material are in there, and get involved. Come and join us. Take this to the next step. You know, bring in that abundance, bring in that prosperity, be that person that attracts opportunity, be that person who continues to keep their health close to them, inspire others around you. If this at all sounds attractive to you, to keep going with this, having used what you've learned for free, let's really see what you can do with your life moving forward with that vision of the future that you can really grow into something powerful and continue your growth and do incredible things. So guys, click the link under this and let's get you involved. It's been a real honor to get to know you guys. This is just going to keep growing and growing, and I'm really thrilled that you felt you could spend this time improving yourself and being the better version of yourself and stepping into that vision of the future, which is now going to be a reality, a parallel reality that you're about to step into. Cheers guys, and I'll be in touch. Get in touch, send me a DM, click the link, get involved, and I'll see you on the other side. All the best.